Well, the majority of it is. Yeah, can never be. It seems like you can never do anything perfectly. You can't do everything perfectly. Try to.
Here's this one right here.
What's your favorite project concerning the environment?
What's my favorite project concerning the environment that I'm involved in? It might not be the projects that I'm currently working on, more the ones I'm trying to get. Doing a lot of business development, got a lot of big ideas, and now I'm in a position to make them happen, but they aren't happening right now. So,
Next question.
you get to be creative.
But wait, let's talk about follow-up. He just said, I've got some ideas that I'd like to work on. What's a natural follow-up? Yes? Give us one.
One,
One.
I'd like to extract large amounts of energy from the ocean.
Anybody got a follow-up or next question? Yes, Jeffrey?
How?
Do you have any ideas? I don't. Well, there's a couple. The tides move in and out every day, so it's a moving fluid. So it's sort of like wind energy, right? And these big turbines. So you put those underwater. The other one is the waves go up and down. So you extract that energy.
Why? Why do you want to extract energy from the ocean?
Well, there's a lot of energy up there. And we need energy. And if we don't find renewable ways of doing that, we're just going to continue using fossil fuels. I don't... Lots. More than you can imagine.
There we are. Back.
Do you think it would be like harmful for animals and stuff that swim underwater to put turbines?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. We, my company is a lot of biologists and ecologists, and we don't know. We can guess, but we need to start small and experiment and see.
What results do you want to see in the future?
What results? I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Oh, well, I mean, with what you're doing right now, what success do you want to see in the future? Like, what are you hoping to do?
I'd like to see a lot more opportunity to develop sustainable clean energy. There's not a lot of opportunity for it.
Right here.
How do you react to failure and criticism as opposed to how you want to react to failure?
This question.
That's a good one.
It's always a struggle. You have to learn from criticism and understand that it might be, it's a weakness that you might be able to overcome and make yourself a better person. So, you should, if you get criticism, you should just stop and think and not take it personally and just think about it and decide how you're going to move on.
Right there.
Like a tidal energy plant anywhere, where would it be?
If I could put a tidal energy plant anywhere, where would it be? Somewhere where it costs a lot of money to produce electricity. Because it means that they'll pay. I'll just leave it like that.
That's good. Yeah. There. Where to go? There.
What inspired you to become an engineer?
I love working on little. Again, back to the biking thing. I used to like fixing up little bikes when I was a kid, and I like putting things together. And I always thought it was interesting that if I turned the nut to the left, it tightened it, and if I turned it to the right, it tightened, and I turned it to the left, it loosened.
That's sort of like the blue Mercedes.
Yeah.
Next question is, let's spread it out in the back.
What were your dreams when you were young?
How young? Your guys' age?
Yeah.
Yeah. My dreams. I don't know. It's all seemed like one big dream. I don't know. Probably the same ones you guys have.
Here's one. Back.
Did you ever like picture yourself doing this job?
Yeah, I did actually. About 3 or 4 years ago, I decided what I wanted to do and put my head down and did a lot of work and got there.
This is a great thing for a follow-up. 3 or 4 years ago, the idea came to do this. What's a follow-up you can ask? Yes?
What type of ideas?
That's a good question. Tell me another one. 3 or 4 ideas, 3 or 4 years, this thing happened. What's the question?
What were you doing 3 or 4 years ago?
Well, I'd finished 4 years of school, so when you get done high school, you go to university and you get a bachelor degree. And that's usually a 4-year degree. So I had done that, and then I was graduated and looking for work. And I didn't really like the opportunities that were available to me. So I packed my things up and moved out west and went skiing. And then while I was skiing, decided that I shouldn't waste the skills and knowledge I have, and that I should put it towards a good cause. And so I got into this business. Went to school, went back to school, did 2 more years of school to get a master's degree. And that was what was able to get me my job. Without that master's degree, I probably wouldn't have been able to get my job.
Right in the middle.
Do you have any other focuses than alternative energy?
Yeah, I have lots. I'm really interested in, so there's the energy, but then there's the buildings and the homes that we live in. And I'm really interested in making those homes more sustainable. And I have lots of other interests outside of all this.
Okay.
What is one person's campaign?
It's a consulting firm. So we've got engineers and ecologists and biologists and geologists and lots of this. And we all come together and work on whatever projects we can get. So we do all kinds of work.
Back side here.
Like, in your opinion, what would like the ideal green community look like?
It would have to blend with the environment. So it would almost be, hard to there would be no border that says this is your house and this is the environment. All kinds of blends together. And it's high density. Probably not going to have 3 acres in the city. Yeah?
So basically, what would be living outside while we're living inside? Because if we're blending with the environment, so what would we be using the environment to live inside?
Well, I'll give you one example, okay? I mean, these are huge, these are big questions that I could talk to you for an hour about. But there's still going to be walls, right? There's still going to be walls that are keeping heat in. But an example is geothermal energy. So you're using the heat in the ground to help cool and heat your house. You're not trucking in a bunch of oil to burn. You're using what's around you and what's in your environment. So your heating system is actually the ground. Do you see how that blends?
We're not ignoring that, but we're going to spread it a bit in the back.
What do you plan on doing in 10 or 15 years?
I have new ideas every day. Yeah.
Okay, right here.
I guess the point I was trying to make before was that I wanted to put my skills and knowledge and experience towards something that really meant something for me. Something that really I felt was going to make a big difference.
Good.
What keeps yourself going?
Getting good results, I guess. Feeling like things are working out and making a difference.
Right there.
What's your favorite part of your job?
Working on really different projects all the time, and constantly being faced with questions that I don't have answers for. And you sit down and you figure it out.
Which one?
Obviously, being an engineer takes a lot of logic. But do you feel that creativity plays a big part in what you do? And also, are you
reasons I started with this company is that they have the capabilities to make big things happen. So I think that was part of your question.
This creative thinking for a part of what you do
It is very logical. Sometimes the answer that is logical isn't obvious. So you have to use creative thought to find out what that logical path is.
How did you start to become an engineer? Like, what do you have to do to get to the job that you're at?
Well, it starts right after high school. Actually, it starts in high school. You have to have all of your math and physics to get into do your Bachelor of Engineering. So in grade 11, I decided I was going to do physics and math, and then go to university.
Right there.
I'm going to do like profile here, and then carbon sequestration. What is it that can happen?
What is what?
The carbon sequestration.
Oh, well, the whole problem with global warming, well, what a lot of people think is that we're pumping all this carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and that's causing our greenhouse gas accumulate. Well, there's more greenhouse gases, which causes the Earth to warm up. So the idea is that if we can take some of that carbon and pump it into the ground, and lock it into the ground, then it's not in the atmosphere, so we're not causing global warming. How would that work? Well, the way we are doing it right now is there's these oil fields, right? We pump oil out of the ground. So there's big holes in underneath the crust here, and we're just taking that carbon and putting it in there and then capping those holes. It's a very, it's a pretty new thing. I'm not 100% confident. It's an option.
I just got to spread it out because there's one who's never had it.
What if you're not getting it like perfect, like good result, where you start going, and what makes you go?
I'm sorry?
Like, if you're not really getting a very good result, but still going, and what makes you go?
So if things aren't working out the way you planned, what keeps you going? Well, what are the other options? You give up? Yeah. It's more fun to overcome challenges than to give up and wonder what if.
That is such a cool way of ending. So thank you.
Thank you guys.